Live across the Great Lakes State, you're connected to Michigan's most widely listened to radio program, Michigan's Big Show, starring Michael Patrick Shields.
I'm producer Michael Lepp.
I am world correspondent Nikki Hale.
This is meteorologist John McMurray.
I'm Rich Kincaid, covering the ballparks, stadiums, and arenas.
And I'm creative and technical director Dave Beagle.
Now, in the shadow of the Capitol Rotunda in Lansing, he's heard from the beaches of Lake Michigan to the shores of Lake Erie. Here's Michigan's Michael Patrick Shields.
You are among the most professional, gracious, even-tempered talk show hosts anywhere, even on the national level. Many could take a page from your book and do the job as well as you do it, sir.
Good morning to you. It's very special for me to get up to listen to you. I'm not a morning person.
Michael Patrick Shields is on the air.
Good morning, world.
Good morning, Michigan. A very pleasant Tuesday to you. Thousands of workers, 10, 20,000, who knows, will be at the Capitol today making pictures for national television protesting the right to work legislation on the Capitol lawn right now across from our AT&T studio. Producer Michael Lepp, thank you for being there. What's going on?
Well, I am standing outside of the Capitol and in front of 4 rats. With signs on them. It says the Rat Pack. The first rat is Dick DeVos. The second rat, Speaker Bulger. The third rat, Governor Snyder. And the fourth rat, Senator Richard Bill.
Are those giant inflatable rats?
Giant inflatable rats.
Uh-huh. What about activity? Do you see any news outlets, national news outlets, anything like that?
Yes, we have. We've got Fox News, ABC, as well as local news coverage from not only the Detroit area, from what I could see by some of the logos, as well as some local Lansing affiliates as well. But also all 3 major cable news networks are outside.
Any protesters yet?
Yes, protesters are out in front, right around the tree, as well as lined up all the way up to the Capitol doors, all the way, I would say, to the large eagle, all the way down to the doors themselves.
Police presence very evident?
Yes, police presence is evident, but they're, nothing seems to be going awry as of yet.
Okay, we'll keep in close touch. Michael Lepp is on the Capitol lawn. Chad Livengood's already been walking there this morning, too, the Capitol reporter for the Detroit News. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks.
We've had a hot morning this morning already. Senate Democratic leader Gretchen Whitmer was in here on the phone anyway. She says that the governor essentially lied to the people of the state of Michigan when he said that the right to work was not on his agenda. She also said that the Attorney General, Bill Schuette, makes her, quote, sick to her stomach, end quote.
Well, Bill, she's probably not the only one who doesn't like Bill Schuette, but that's probably the first round of a future, maybe gubernatorial campaign between those two. Governor Snyder, on the campaign trail as a candidate, was asked, if the bill comes to you, will you sign it? He reiterated, this is not on my agenda, but yes, I would sign it. This was in 2010. Ever since then, he has sidestepped this issue 6 ways from Sunday and continued to say, this is not on my agenda. There's other things I think that are important. I think this is too divisive to take up. Senate Majority Leader Randy Richardville, same way. He's also from a pretty fairly pro-labor area in Monroe County, and so he knows politically this isn't the best thing. He also may be kind of an old-school Republican who gets along with, or has traditionally gotten along with labor. It used to be that this legislature had half the Republicans could get along with labor. Now there are just very few remaining dinosaurs of sorts in this sort of continued animosity that has built between the Republican Party and teachers' unions and government unions.
You know, for what it's worth, Senator Whitmer did say that she's also interested still in the Attorney General position. Everybody presumes she's going to run for governor next time,
Sure.
especially with that 2014 splash page or whatever it was. But the AG job is still on the table for her if she wants to run for it.
She might be, and she could also challenge Bill Schuette that way. I think we're seeing Senator Whitmer coming into her own here and starting to make some sparks. She's already started a 2014 website that everyone's sort of guessing what this is about. But aside from the political things that are going on here, this charge that the governor has lied. The governor has kept his cards to himself, and so we can't really see into Rick Snyder's heart and know what for sure that he has just always wanted this. Most signs point that he was pushed into this, and partly pushed into it by organized labor by their Proposal 2 ballot initiative trying to enshrine collective bargaining. That's where essentially all bets were off, and once that was defeated, the supporters of right to work said, "Look, this is our time. There's no better time politically. We've got 64 votes in the House of Representatives. We know 5 or 6 reps Republican reps need to vote against it for their own political safety. So if we wait till next year, we'll have 59 votes. Then we'll have 53 or 54 votes, and that will be a couple votes short of being able to pass it." So, so that was the reality was backed up, and some example that has been brought to me is John Engler, as rough and tumble of a politician as he was, never had more than 58 votes, Republican votes in the House. And he would not have been able to pass this kind of a bill. And he's one of the biggest supporters of it right now from the sidelines.
How serious were the negotiations, I say that loosely, between the unions and the governor and the speaker and the Senate Majority Leader at the last minute there when they came to town, tried to convince them not to go forward? You know anything about that?
It started like 10 days of kind of secretive talks between the governor's staff and Speaker Bolger and Senate Majority Leader Rainey Richardville and top labor union members or labor leaders. David Hecker of the American Federation of Teachers, Doug Pratt of the Michigan Education Association, Bob King of the UAW, Carla Swift from AFL-CIO, Al Garrett from AFSCME. They were all involved in these meetings.
Do you know what they offered?
They don't really. No, they're not. They won't really say what they offered.
Do you think they offered up Mark Brewer?
I don't know if they offered up Mark Brewer. That would be an interesting.
I asked him that earlier. He was here an hour and he hadn't heard anything about it. I just wonder,
that would be a head that the many Republicans would like to have. So there was this belief that they may be even willing to offer up a new emergency manager law. But it didn't seem like both sides say no horse trading took place. There was no real offers. It was just all this kind of general talk about can we just kind of get along? And at the same time, the labor leaders were told by Governor Snyder's staff he still does not want to do this. He doesn't want this on his desk. He doesn't want this fight. And they continued to tell them that, and so labor leaders thought that the governor was just trying to burn the clock down, and run the clock down, and kill time and get to the end of this year and just get out of here. But then certain events started happening. Then the Michigan Chamber of Commerce last Monday came off the sidelines and declared they wanted the bill. And then a multi-million-dollar radio and TV ad campaign started hitting Michiganders, and things just this train started leaving the station, and Governor Snyder had to get on.
We'll look forward to your coverage all day long and tomorrow in the Detroit News.
Thank you.
See you soon. Chad Livengood on his way back to the Capitol this morning. Give the gift of health and